Hello, my name is Suckit. We are playing FTB Presents F.A.M. And last time, we got a refined storage system going. Between episodes, I did add a few crafters and importers on top of some machines that didn't have one. We also got another crafter for crafting back there. And I'm here to tell you, we're already sucking up more power than one of these can produce. You see, this one, it maxes at 80, and that's where it's at. We're keeping up just fine, but we should start thinking about upgrading these because we're gonna end up with a lot of crafters and a lot of recipes in them, and they do add up. So where we're gonna start? We had already looked at the efficiency stuff. We made the plates. But we didn't quite have the juice for the nickel. Now, right now, we did manage to, it looks like, get nickel into a drawer downstairs. And that looks like more than enough to make what we're going to need 8 of these with. Yeah, 8 for 4. So now we're a little low on nickel, but we can, we're working on mitigating that, but first I want to do this. So we need 4 of these. And what these will do, by default, is... oh, those are machines, not dynamos. Well, we're going to make those machines... is there another one? We're going to make these machines more efficient. It'll be fine. They're the wrong thing. So let's try dynamo, because I always get confused. Okay. So here is our actual multi-cycle injectors. This will increase our fuel efficiency by 10%, which isn't that much, but this auxiliary reaction chamber reduces by 10% to increase the energy output by 100%. So where we were getting 80, we'll get 160. And that sounds pretty good, but we're going to need to teach this thing how to make quite a number of things. The first of which is the central ingredient, hardened glass. Now, that's warped soul sand. I feel like we could use regular sand for this. Yes, we could. We don't have a whole ton of obsidian. And I might actually go get some more. But this is an induction smelter recipe, so we'll just pop it right in there. Now, I'm not going to make recipes for everything, at least just yet. Because our power supply is still a little bit limited. And although we're not singing for our resources anymore, we could definitely be in better shape as concerns things like, iron. We've only got 201 ingots. So we'll have to be a little bit frugal until we can get to kind of the goal of today, which is one of the goals of today, which is a digital miner. Now, I see what my mistake was here. I knew I had the lumium plates. Alright, so we are gonna teach this thing how to make lumium and lumium plates. I was in the wrong GUI. So let's see, we'll go over here. This is a multi-servo press recipe. We can just toss it up here. It doesn't have a mold, so it'll just make plates. And the lumium, best way to do that is just straight in your old induction smelter. Now we're going to toss it in. Now, having only the basic crafters, at least as far as I understand, there is this other mod that might mitigate that, but I kind of don't think so. We're probably going to be adding, doubles and even triples of some of these, but that's okay. It's just what we have to do. Now, we can make the aluminum plates. How much lead do we have? We will need half a oh, just barely. I don't think we need lead for anything else that I want to do today. And that's good. Because that's all the lead we have. So we'll go ahead and craft up the plates. And this one is a great example of multi-processing automatically with this thing. It just dumps this stuff in here for the lumium, and then when it's done here, we do need to upgrade this machine. It'll dump the lumium in here to make plates. There it goes. We got our animation. It's doing its thing. And this ought to be enough juice to get us 3 of them? There we go. It must have not been quite done. And we'll just click these in here. And that will improve our fuel efficiency by just enough to mitigate... Oh no, that's the wrong one. We're going to want silver gears for this. That's no problem. I think silver we have. Now we have some. We could use more. I keep clicking the wrong thing. So we'll make 8 of these. We'll have to make another 8 hardened glass. Or 4, which we already made. That's my mistake. And the other thing we're going to need is signalum. So we'll start. Now it's much like the lumium recipe. It just uses redstone instead of glowstone, and it uses copper instead of, whatever lumium uses. Tin? Yeah. There we go. Same basic idea. There we are. We'll need some more patterns. I'm going to get this stuff set up. Alright, and as with other things in the pack, the digital miner is disabled. That's kind of a shame. That's kind of a shame. It's not hiding in here somewhere, is it? No. Alright, well that's kind of a shame. Alright, plan B. We're going to see if we can work towards some refined obsidian. We will need something called an osmium compressor, and we'll need refined obsidian dust. Now to get that, we'll need our metallurgic infuser with straight up diamond, and we'll need obsidian dust, which at least is something we can do in the pulverizer. I'll throw that in there. We're going to want about half a stack of this stuff. So, yeah, we can handle that. Alright, we'll want more than half a stack as time goes by, but half a stack will get us started. Now, as far as our osmium compressor goes, this is not a particularly difficult machine to make. We're only ever going to need one of them. But we are going to go ahead and set recipes for some of the parts. We'll be making plenty of steel casings as time goes by. And we'll also be making plenty of infused alloy. Now this, as you know, is something that we do in the infusing factory. But we're going to want to have a supply of redstone in there. And I'll tell you folks, one of the reasons I wanted a digital miner is because we've been singing for our redstone. Let's throw that back in there. We're going to automate this, because why not? Is it refined? Or is it enriched? I think it's enriched. Yeah, this is what we want. So we're just going to program in a recipe for this. We'll certainly use enough of it. Now, as you can see, there's also enriched diamond. There's enriched obsidian and gold. Tin. I don't know what those do. And we're going to end up wanting an at least 2 more infusing factories, because we're going to have one dedicated to redstone, one dedicated to diamond, and one dedicated to obsidian. But we're going to start with the redstone. Now, of course, the redstone infusing factory will also be able to make basic control circuits for us, so that's nice. Okay, here's our osmium compressor. We're only going to use this a couple times, so I'm not going to really hook it up too much. Now we should have our obsidian dust. There we go. And what we want to do is run it through another metallurgic infuser, but this time with diamond. Alright, we got our infuser. We got our little started up. We are going to want to teach this thing how to make enriched diamond. We're probably going to be using a bunch of this. I think 8 is probably a good number to start with, assuming we have 8 diamonds. I hope we do. Yeah, we got plenty. We're in good shape. We'll actually craft half a stack. Oh my gosh, it's nerfed. The tools are great. Sword only does 8, and these are nerfed, folks. They have more durability, I think, than the netherite. Ah, harsh. Alright, so you know when I said this netherite armor was like mid-tier? Yeah, no, it's near the top tier. There's some better. We'll have to fight cataclysm bosses and or get to the end, which is a long way off in this pack. We also have the option of Terra Steel, which is not terrible, right? 8.3 and 10%. If we were to look at the Terra, yeah, so 8.3, 40%. So you get knockback resistance, and there are a few other bonuses associated with it, but we'll have to get quite a ways into Botania. So it's a couple days later for me, and I'm in the unfortunate position of realizing that I have again lost some footage, because again OBS did that thing where it just like, instead of recording the current running instance of Minecraft, it was just recording my audio over the still image of a pause screen. Now, I didn't miss too much. The main things I did was I put another ender tank over there to deal with our latex, bring it over here, and connect it up to our storage, or refined storage system, so that, you know, we can craft with it. The external storage can be shifted from fluids to items. And we don't have a fluid grid or discs or anything like that, but we can move it into a crafter and get it into the dissolution chamber to make things like upgraded speed, you know, bigger speed tier upgrades for our laser drill. Now, that's exactly what we did, and it did help a little bit. But there is something about the laser drills that I didn't know. So what I ended up doing was I made some of these advanced solar generators. And these are basically just 4 of the ones that we made an episode or 2 ago, and some very basic ingredients all smashed together. They seem to top out at about 20 FE a tick. These seem to top out at around 100. So, I mean, they're okay. Once you build them, they're free, right? So that's good. Now, what I discovered, though, when I put them out here, like, you know, I was looking at this, I saw the meter filling up, I thought it was doing great. But what I didn't realize, because I didn't look at it long enough, was when it hits 10,000 or a little bit over, that's when it does an operation. So, what I thought was, you know, reasonable, turned out to be terrible. But with these, that became very obvious because it gets to 10,000 quite a bit faster. And we're starting to build up a decent amount of resources that we can process. Now, I did move the processing out here because we're going to need some large structures Also, I didn't have anywhere else to put it. We'll need some large structures for the higher tier mechanism processing. Now, eventually we'll want to make a reactor, but right now we have like 4 uranium. So we really need that laser drill to be doing thing. Yeah, here we are. And it is. We're actually building up raw iron that we can process. It's still not the fastest. We will want to speed it up. Oh, another quartz ore. I guess it gives us that too, huh? Let's get a drawer for that. We're gonna have to do something about filtering all these kinds of things out of here and destroying them. See if we can come up with a good way to do that as I'm thinking about doing the next few things. I mean, I'm gonna think about doing the next few things while I try to come up with a good way to do that. That's what I'm really saying. Okay, actually turns out we might want to keep all that garbage, because some of it isn't garbage. We finally caught a break. This is a fancy bow. It's from Apotheosis, more or less. I would like to combine it with this one. And then hopefully eventually that one, either for 28 or for 20. Okay. So we got the bow together. And that's pretty fancy, plus 18% air damage at power 4. But I was looking at some of these gems. We have this Ender Surge gem, which is really serious. We also have this flawed gem of the royal family that I was thinking about putting in the bow. But I thought we might have another couple. Yeah, we got one gem here. What is it? Okay, that's just a Twilight Forest thing. We got any in here? I have this chipped lunar gem. 1.5 cold damage is not to be sneered at. But I think these are what we're gonna use. And do we do them here? No, we do them on the blacksmith table. There we go. Now, as it is, it'll do 11.5. But with this, it goes up to 12 attack damage. Looting 4. I don't think we can say no to looting 4 in this pack. And this will make this draw faster. And I think it'll destroy armor or protection enchantments. We'll see, I'm not sure. So each of the laser drills now have an advanced solar panel attached to them, so we're getting resources at a much higher rate. We can also, even though we're getting the raw, we can also use these in our ore tripling setup. It's just the ratios are kind of weird. You want, for iron, you want 5 raw ore. We could find the, let's see. Yeah, chemical, well, okay, so it's actually 3. Okay. So we'll put 9 in and get better than that out, I think. There we go. Okay, so it actually looks like we need another machine set up to get 3 for 1 out of this, or whatever that was. This is just a straight doubling with the raw. That's how this setup works, and that's fine. So I wanted to decorate a little more to kind of finish things up. Thought we'd take a look and see what else Adorn has going. Now these, yeah, okay, so these are nice inventories. We'll see if we can make some nice bedroom furniture with this stuff. There are these item shells. I don't know what those do. Okay, so it looks like we make a couple of things out of the posts. Let's make some planks here. There we go. We'll make a couple of these posts. And then we can make a platform. Take some of those. And then there are these little short steps. I don't know what those are like. What else do we have? We have chimneys, and we've seen the lamps. Then we got some crates. We have candle lanterns. And then it looks like all this stuff works now. So we've got versions of it for all the different types of wood. Let's see. We could put this over here. Doesn't give you combined inventory. That's okay. Actually, we might want our little couch area over there. We can put the dresser... Put the dresser right here. No. Let me get this situated. So here are these shelves. Check this out. You can just put stuff up on them. It looks like each one holds 2 things. So, this is kind of neat. Definitely like the way they look. The coffee table does not appear to have a connected texture, but it still looks nice. And then we've got these little steps. I thought that might make, well, maybe another color other than dark oak. But, that makes a nice little seat. And I think that's gonna about do it for this time, folks. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.